Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Oz Gamers. You are here with Stephen Farrelly, fresh off a trip to E3 in 2016. And the video we've got for you today is Ghost Recon Wildlands, where we managed to capture our own footage. Played with 3 other players, so 4-player co-op. We didn't know each other, and the purpose of this video is not to show you what you may have actually seen already, but we were lucky enough to kind of get pretty good at the mission that was presented to us in our special pre-E3 Ubisoft presentation. And so we actually managed to get through this section 3 times. So I'm just going to show you 3 different approaches to the scenario. In this particular instance, what we're doing is we're just trying to get some information from someone simply known as the manager. We'll call him Mr. Manager for the sake of Arrested Development jokes. But yeah, so we know that there's a bunch of goons around. He's the yellow target through the building there, so he's kind of at the front of the building. Now we've kind of correlated ourselves into 2 different teams, so 3 of us are going to try and snipe these 3 guys while the other person makes his way around. So we're just kind of waiting for everybody to get into position here, but the game really does kind of give you this idea that you all need to really work together as a team. We were okay. This was our first run through, so I did it right there, and then someone missed the other guy, so I'll clean him up while they all run in because they didn't want to clean up their own mess. But most of them couldn't speak English either. They were from somewhere in Europe. Anyway, so what we're going to do now is we're assaulting the house. The manager and the rest of his goons know we're here, so he's managed to escape while we've sort of cleaned everyone else up. So while we were distracted trying to make sure that the area was clean, he got away. Now you can jump onto any vehicle in the game, as you've probably seen in any of the presentations that are already out there, but it's pretty cool that you can all get into the same vehicle. You can just jump into your own, and everything handles really smoothly. There's a nice physics engine behind everything, and we're really still early into development, so there's still a lot of work to be done on the game, but you know, for the sake of what they showed at E3, the level of polish was quite good. Now the manager's inside, so my guys are going to go and assault that while I clean up a little bit of the outside stuff here. What happens is the longer you kind of leave these guys to their own devices, the more likely it is that they're going to call in reinforcements. So being quite good at what you do means that you'll be efficient and you won't have to face too many obstacles in terms of enemies and reinforcements and things like that. So we've gone in here now, and we're going to interrogate the guy. He's going to give us some information onto the next part of our mission, which I'm not going to show in this video. This video is just strictly to show you the first half. I'll put together another video shortly that will show you how we do the second half, which is a bit more intricate, and it has a lot more different approaches, but we really got to play with the systems, and Ubisoft were quite good in terms of letting us experiment a little bit, but also giving us a bit of advice into certain things you can do. Obviously, there's a lot of destruction in the game. I sort of thought to myself that it's a little bit like if Just Cause were kind of more of a tactical, cooperative-based style of game. And like I said, things like the physics and stuff here are quite good. Most of the environments have a destructible component to them. And yeah, we're just about to finish off this mission now. So basically, everybody needs to get to the chopper, and then we get to go on to the next part of the mission. But we're actually just going to go back to the start of that mission now. So here we are again at the beginning. This particular playthrough, we kind of went a little bit more balls out, and you'll see that I practiced that here to the left on a bunch of poor unsuspecting llamas. So it sort of shows you the peripheral and collateral damage that can be caused by you and your team if you want to do stuff crazy. So there you go, big explosion. And they're obviously completely alerted. The manager's already escaping. We haven't even got down to the house yet. So the AI and the systems are quite dynamic, and it creates a pretty emergent field of play. And especially if you consider like playing these types of games with people that you've never played with before, you can really come into some unsuspecting troubles that really require you to kind of think on your toes. And Ubisoft really sort of offered up enough systems in place for you to kind of really take on these challenges that get thrown at you. Now, don't mind my driving here. I hadn't ridden the bike yet before. But what you'll see here is that the game is also a little bit forgiving in terms of just making sure you can press forward. So, you know, I could just break through that fence there on a motorbike, which is a bit unrealistic, and then here I am just popping a wheelie to get down here in some style. So they've obviously injected a lot of fun. I mean, a lot of the Ghost Recon games in the past have kind of been maybe a bit more serious than what this one can be. So it looks more like this one is not just about being open world, it's more about being kind of open design and player decision. So, you know, you've still got objectives and you've still got roles to play, but you can play with those things if that's what you choose to do. So they've gone in and they're doing the Mr. Manager dealie again, and I'm just going to wait for the reinforcements that are going to pop up now. I'm not sure what the fallout would be if I actually blow up that chopper, because we do need that chopper to get away, but I assume because everything is destructible in the game that is something that could actually happen. But yeah, so we take him down. Classic modern open world stuff with XP and everything. Everything's a hybrid RPG these days. And now we're going to go way back to where we started again. And thanks for sticking around if you have. And I'm just going to kind of let these llamas know that I haven't forgotten about them. But ultimately what we're going to do this time is we're going to take this a bit more stealth. But believe it or not, it actually ends up being a bit quicker because we kind of know the lay of the land now. We understand how the systems react to certain things. So we did have a new guy join us in this third playthrough. So I kind of played with the Recon devices to just kind of so he could see some of the stuff that you could do. But you know, we all knew where everybody was, and in this instance, those guys were kind of talking among themselves, and I took it upon myself to go a little bit stealth rogue, and rather than try and take out anyone on the sides or blow anything up or alert any of the AI, I actually went through the guts of the building, and you'll see how that plays out here in just a second. But yeah, you can see that I mean, it's quite a rich and diverse kind of looking world. There's a lot of detail. We played on a high-end PC, unfortunately using controllers, but that's okay. So there's the manager. He doesn't actually know we're here yet. My guys have come around the other side, but I've caught him right now before he even gets to his car. And so the interrogation happens here, which means we don't have to go down to that petrol station. And I mean, who knows what happens if you don't stop him at the petrol station. I'm not sure how much further on the mission can actually go from there. But in this instance, we cut out that ladder section, and we get the information that we need here. And then once we've got that, we can just get on our way, which means we don't even need to get to the chopper. Like, we can get in any one of these vehicles, although we've blown them all up. A couple of baddies coming in, so just take care of those guys nice and quick. It should be noted that at E3 they kind of dropped the challenge levels, so yeah, it's a little bit easier to play and a bit more fun, but hoping that there's a mid-range, or at least quite a few options for, like, you know, hardcore mode or anything like that. And yeah, here we are, jumping in the warthog looking thing, and we're off. And that's part 1 of the video, guys, and we'll have part 2 coming up very soon, so you can see the next stage of this and the 3 different ways in which we approach that. Thanks for checking in.